Okay, so the movie plunges us into the disturbed mind of Mark Lewis, a young cameraman with a chilling secret. A secret addiction, really, to filming the dying expressions of women he murders. We start in a seedy part of London, where Mark stalks a blonde call girl, capturing her final moments with a specially rigged camera. This sets up the grim and uncomfortable tone that's going to run right through the movie. Tense, unnerving stuff. As the story unfolds, we meet Helen Stevens, a young woman who moves in next door to Mark's flat. She represents a sort of innocence that contrasts sharply with his dark obsessions. She's immediately drawn to Mark, but also deeply unsettled by his work and the strange atmosphere of his life. An innocent beginning, don't you think? Meanwhile, Inspector Greg is investigating the murders, uncovering a pattern of victims within the world of London's stage performers, a world in which Mark himself is deeply embedded, and things are about to get a little hairy, a little messy. His investigation starts closing in on Mark, building pressure from all sides, which will lead to inevitable revelations. One evening, Helen invites Mark to a birthday celebration at her place. It's an attempt to normalize their relationship, but of course his demons can't stay hidden for long. As he gets drawn further into Helen's life, glimpses of his horrific childhood explain his bizarre behavior, as they are literally being played out on the silver screen, or are they memories at all? The tension is relentless, with Mark struggling to maintain a facade of normalcy as the reality of his actions becomes harder to ignore. The birthday scene ends abruptly, with Mark suddenly fleeing, but not before revealing his deepest, darkest secrets. In the final act, Mark's carefully constructed world collapses around him, but with every turn, he goes deeper down the spiral of the things that drive him forward. He gives into the cameras, to filming, all while becoming increasingly paranoid and erratic. We get to see how helpless his victims have been all along. This is the most dangerous part of the film, as he begins to target those closest to him. The film reaches its climax as Helen discovers the truth about Mark. Their encounter leads to a brutal confrontation. In a shocking and haunting conclusion, Mark captures his own death on film, a truly disturbing and unforgettable cinematic moment. With Greg close behind, they'll need to find Helen and find Mark, even if it means everything is about to be shown to the world. What an ending. Right after closing the door, our performer gets her belongings. She puts on a beautiful, warm sheepskin coat. As she confidently strides from the dressing room, she approaches the corridor leading to the stage. The sounds of the theater fill the air. "Mark," she calls, but there's no reply. She makes her way through the prop storage area to the main stage and calls again, "Mark." No reply. The sound of scenery being lowered startles her. This old theater is a maze of half-lit hallways and rooms. Now wearing her sheepskin coat, she goes looking for Mark. As she walks along the hallway that leads to a series of showers, she passes another sign that points the way to Stage E and continues on. Reaching the theater's main stage, she scans the set. The lights flash. It gives her the heebie-jeebies. Is someone there? Where's Mark? Mark. A sound out of the darkness. She thinks she hears a flute melody. Is Mark there? The eerie flute music again. Her footsteps echo on the bare stage. She calls out again. Mark, and then crash. A ladder falls with a loud thud from above, scaring her, and as she stares up into the dark rafters. Finally, a reply. That's when she spots Mark high up in the set rigging. "Oh, you frightened me," she says. "Now listen, they're working late on the lot. They're using their power," she exclaimed. "We must call it off, they're bound to see us." He assures her it's fine and puts on the red recording light. As she calls him a fool, "Mark, I've put the red light on," he states. She wants to know that, and to hear me act. Then walking toward her and marking a place on the stage floor for a perfect scene, as he walks into frame, he says that the risks don't count. "So I have waited a long time for this moment." And then he pulls from the sleeve of his coat is what looks to be a seamstress measuring tape with a knife blade at the end. It looks quite ominous. "The result must be so perfect that the risks don't count," says Mark, holding the measuring tape as he approaches her. "You must have heard her say, 'That is what I meant.' Now tell me," he instructs her to act as if she were afraid. "I want to hear a story. That is what will make it real." As a technician begins playing odd jazz music on a radio near center stage, Vive dances awkwardly as Mark films her. "You belong there, on camera," she says to herself, and then as she dances toward him, she spots the tape recorder and stops. "But what I need to feel. Oh, Mark." As she dances in this dark, abandoned theater, I see him there, out of focus. He puts a reel of tape into the machine, and then, just like that, the radio begins to play soft music. I'm here to be an actress. Is it your intention to help me or not? That would be a first to you and a first for you. This camera is not good for recording voices from that distance. Oh, he said to come at 7. How long? Until then to be at my best for when I leave. She gets down on all fours like a wild beast, looking under anything she could find in the dark studio as she crawls into a large trunk, saying that is too easy, do it in one big piece now. And with that command, he steps behind his camera. We need to create the realest expression we can. Her face contorts with fear. I need fear on you, he says. And then, wham! He's there behind her in frame with the tape. This is how I must help you. And then slowly, the blade in front of her, and in all I wish for myself to give you fear, and scream, and then cut. That darling is the end of the news unless you want the football results. Ha, if it pleases you, what is it? I need you to see me and feel my work. Will I see how this makes the picture for you? And me, and I, and then to get you to do all that I do. But then a new sound. I have it, you have it, but is this good or am I failing? It is as good as you, let's be clear. You may just try my heart, but let no one say of me that I have done what I did. Well, it may not work well, I don't want that. Can I show it to you? Is this what I want for you? What, to see you happy, I need you here. When my heart feels as I know is right when you don't look at you. You act and you look away, I can't help. To act to be what they want me, Mark. No, be as you want me to do. And Mark grabs the measuring tape. She says they were meant for film, and Mark starts the camera again and says I must be near you and close to see how it touches me. If that could be enough to see. And to you, it's not your body as it can be as a person that you like. Tell me what I must do in me to let them know. He tells her again to start with the measuring tape. That is how it can work for that person. Do not think of them, be there inside. So at this time we can give it up, but we can't if this makes the act here and there. I'm here as you said. I don't want what's going to become out of it, but there it. Is he good for us there? I see him again. You, so tell me what we do, Mark, please, do you? When are we going for real time? Soon, but where he can look on us. He and his friend, they were the showmen. Is what they will think as you see my face. How far is it? I know it all in a month he sees all, and he knows the feeling is going to be what he needs. Mark is the last one, you said, and so that it is then. And how do you think it will come to see it to be what she feels for those eyes? I need it there, inside us for all. The camera is the way to make it real for those as can't be here for now. But what do you see, Mark? What you wanted as a star, that's you. You must know him as it must feel in the heart. Don't think about doing it, just be what you need you to be at times with him. That's all, and then the men rush in. It's the coppers. But what's this? He has the footage. She doesn't know a bit about being you, but what you have, what if the heart, and then she looks. But his Mark is the same one. It comes a little, but is it real? Then what's going on and all for me? Then they enter the projection room. What do we see? What do they look? Now comes, they think, and what will come, and what must you feel? I must ask that. He is so calm now, but what comes later? And we see. The sergeant hands Mark's documents to the chief inspector, who scans them quickly, then asks the young man if he was ever able to photograph Vivian before yesterday afternoon, if I speak with her alone. Well, says Mark, it is something which for nothing. In the end, he goes into the theater with him to look for things. Well, we can help you get over that, but just let me look in the things for a look. Where has he gone? He'll be coming back later, but how? With the blade. It is the truth, and it must be, that's all. He then sees it and starts the reel. The projection began. This I must see. Here you see, but what are you trying to find now? I need to come. If I might see your face, the copper questions, and Mark turns toward the projector. All of a sudden, the screen turns red. As that moment begins, we have to start it all. Then comes another act, and we stop. This I can do again and again, and what will we do? All right, let's delve into the unsettling world of Peeping Tom, picking up where our disturbed protagonist, Mark Lewis, continues his unsettling journey. But before we start this analysis, allow me to note all opening credits have been skipped. No theme song will be played here. This will be a tight deep dive of what is to come. We find Mark, camera in hand, leading Helen into what he reveals is his mother's former room. A room filled with the ghosts of his past and the source of his present obsessions. The air is thick with unspoken tension as Helen tries to navigate this delicate territory, sensing she's being tactless by inquiring about his mother. Mark's eyes betray a flicker of something, an awareness, maybe even regret, but it's quickly masked. He gives Helen permission to bring the camera along, a subtle but telling gesture. The pair then step out into the dimly lit street, and it is Christmas Day, mind you. Mark is quick to suggest a restaurant, an attempt to swiftly change the subject. Helen, though clearly perceptive, agrees, drawn further into his web. A deadly attraction, shall we say. As they walk, the topic turns to Mark's magic camera. Helen playfully describes how its photographs capture a youthful innocence in its subjects, hinting toward Mark's troubled past. It's a loaded statement. Her words hang heavy in the frosty air, adding another layer to their bizarre dynamic that also hints towards what is to come. But will she be one of his subjects? Then, boom, the mood shifts. We are confronted with the stark reality of Mark's life. A glimpse into his darkroom where a timer ticks ominously beside a bizarre, spider-like contraption connected to his film development and production station. The camera frame pans toward a strip of film featuring the agonized face of the woman we saw him murder earlier. And the horror starts again. Cut to the streets. There are children all over, singing Christmas carols. In the dead of night, this sharply juxtaposes Mark's actions with a disturbing sense of normality. Back to his studio, Helen wonders aloud if the adults, those in his world, ever looked as afraid. But in an odd display of awareness, Mark pushes the subject back to her, questioning how such innocence could be captured on film. What comes next only further cements our deepest fears, setting the stage for the macabre dance that's about to unfold. Back at 5 Manchester Street, we see Mark has brought Helen back, and she wants to go to sleep. The time is now right. The camera is in place. It is time. His own face morphs, blending with the faces and apparatuses that has driven him to do all the things that he does. The scene changes, and his mother's caregiver walks into his den. He is so close to the edge that he confesses that she must not let his subjects see fear. We are treated with a scene on set. The producer has come to see the magic, but he knows that Mark must get her frightened. The scene is not going as planned, so he gets her more comfortable. He tells her that he remembers when the doors lock, and that all the other women are now gone. He uses her fear to bring her closer to him. It is time to get some of this on film, time to document her fear. His goal is to capture the one ingredient that makes for his best, most accurate works of art: fear. Then, boom, Helen is hit with a light, sending her back into the workshop. We see a pair of red eyes glare out of the back as she is held down. What will happen? Nothing but film. His goal was to capture these emotions, and he did so beautifully, or so he thinks. What is the most frightening thing in the world? Helen and his mother are now in his den again. Helen is about to see his art, what he has produced, what he wants her to see, the fear of impending doom and Mark. He was able to see it perfectly on the big screen for all to experience. But Helen, she has had enough. She won't go with it. She is free of his trance, and she won't be subject to that again. Mark is flustered and doesn't know what to do. Should he continue the path? Should he be honest? The police knock down the door. Mark is forced to think fast. His time is limited now. Will it be her, or will it be him? The camera is set. Helen is in position. It is time for one last film, a perfect film, to see what it feels like to die. She is screaming, but no one can hear her other than those to whom it matters. Mark is happy as now she can truly understand the world as he sees it. She has been subjected to the same pain, and therefore they are one. Just as he is about to commit the last act, the screen goes white. It ends. Now there's nothing but red. Thanks for tuning in. Stay curious, stay awesome, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button for more amazing content.